Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? This is Mike Game Killer. I'm here. We coming with you with a new episode of this Sunday chill and chat. You know what it is, man. We got the cups in the air, man. We drank a little something. We'll talk about that. And we're gonna talk about gaming business. We got some real good stuff to talk about today. We got some real good people, man, that's sitting behind the scenes here, man, about to bring on in a minute. And you know how we do it, man. We just keep it real. We chop it up, and, man. We just talk how we talk. You know what I'm saying? Understand that you could be somewhere else, but you're right here with us. So I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to kick this right here, this little small joint right here, and then we're going to be back. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Hope everybody got to check out the streams yesterday. They were epic.
Man, I hope they did. It was really going down yesterday, man. Everybody really got a chance, you know what I'm saying, to get some stuff they really like, man. Yeah. I loved it, dude. It was off the chain, man. So,
and we got a star from one of those.
Yeah, we do. So without further ado, we go bring him up. Everybody know him. He's the most loved man on YouTube, the gangster, the OG, the cake snatcher. that's an inside joke there, you know what I'm saying? You got it. Yo,
it's that time of year again. He might be snatching another.
Let me tell you something. Next weekend, if I don't get a cake to come back with me, and I better be free too. Man, please. What's up, guys?
What's going on, baby? How you doing? How y'all doing? Y'all fellas doing all right?
Yeah.
I'm doing
I had to take
awesome.
my vitamin D, you know. So white people go outside, we get cancer in a second, man.
I got you. Like I told everybody, I know I look weird. I keep looking up. You guys know why I'm looking up, because I got to redo my shit. I set up my whole streaming setup here, and I fucked it up. I put my monitor way higher, so you end up looking at my brain most of the time while I'm sitting here looking at this shit, trying to figure out what's going on.
You're looking like me when I was playing that video game. I was over there breaking my neck and shit. They're like, "What's wrong with you? You looking at the ceiling? No, that's the monitor." They're like, "Nah, bro, you need to bring that sucker down."
I got you. So what's up? Let's see what we got here.
You're watching flight patterns, man. You just
see. I think I had some.
You got your private jets transporting your goods.
Where is this at, man?
That's how you get the inside on the ARCADE1UP cabinets. He just has private jets filled with them.
Oh, listen, I wish, bro. I know.
I wish you had so many private jets you could just randomly put arcades in one. It's like, I got so many private jets, I use one like a storage container.
I don't know where I figure this shit out every other day, and then I forget it. I'm trying to post like we have the chat. So once again, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I on this new software, man. I had it figured out for a minute, and now it seems like it's just evading me.
That's that good stuff, boy.
I don't get it, man. It's the peanut butter.
It's the peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Well, Meatball, man, what's going on? Glad you guys came in. Brad Embry, my Dolo solo. What's up, B-Rad? What's happening, man? Glad you came through. Meatball Saucy,
what's up,
the
everybody?
OG. Hey, man, I keep saying I know I got to get with you, man. I really, really, really need to get with you, bro, because I'm having the same. Hey, hold on, look, Nick. Almost 365 days to the day, I'm having the same problems.
You can't be having the same problem. You can't. I know that's like a joke. You're joking with me, right?
Nah, I'm dead serious.
That's funny.
Nah, bro. Nah.
We'll figure it out. So, we got Big Reese in the.
Yo, Reese dropped some heat today, bro.
Yeah, I want some point blank.
Reese, let me just tell you something. There's a hater on your comments. I told him his name is Mr. Buck Nasty.
Oh, there we go.
He hates for no reason. I'm talking about Kev Gret. Tell that motherfucker to stay out your comments. That UAG said it. And so let it be so. That's one.
I figured it
Okay.
all out. Here we go. We got, hey, what's up, Big Rad? What's going on?
Nice. The comments are popping.
Got Meatball popping in. What's going on? Although we had the hot UAG.
I love this background you got going, man.
You know,
It's psychedelic. He's trying to get me like thinking that I'm on some shit, but I'm not.
Hey man, you got to get on the peanut butter whiskey. Peanut butter whiskey.
Now, see, there goes. Thank you. She over here says she go. I love her.
I'm gonna make you the best.
I love her. Yeah, listen.
You see what Meatball said?
What did he say?
Just a year later.
Listen, but it's new. It's updated.
Well,
because it's a year later.
The difference. It actually works. It just don't work so well.
It just don't work so well. And I'm thinking, Meatball Saucy, because you know me. It might be user error. It might be user error because I had user error. So it might be the user error.
That's just part of the flashbacks, man.
I know it's user error because I suck.
Listen, you can't suck more than me. First of all, I need to dust off this pinball, bro. I haven't played pinball in I don't know how long.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Like I got I got all the shit for my haptics, man. I've had all the shit for my haptics for a year. And I promise you, dude, like straight up, I had not.
I know because I told you to follow this guy. I sent you some of the links. I know Meatball sent it to you like 8 times, so I know you had it for a while.
I got a bucket. Like when you come to the thing to see my new setup, like it's there, and you could be like, "Why the fuck is all this shit just sitting here?" Like I got over $100-some worth of shit just in there.
It can't be no worse than me having a NBA Jam in my garage in a box for probably 6 months.
I was gonna say that's been there for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been there for maybe 10 months. It might be 10 months, and it's just sitting there.
Well,
and
how
I'm
much
like,
did you pay for it? Was it a good price?
Oh, it was an awesome price because
what is it? You're paying like 10 cents a day to store it. That's okay.
It's just sad. I'm at this point. I'm like, am I just gonna trade it?
Nick, hold up. We got somebody here. Y'all know
we got another fancy man.
He says he's gonna give us a little piece of his time. So, without further ado, the man that makes it all happen. Hey, man, this was a great event. We gonna say thank you, and man, you opened up our hearts. We got him, Mr. B Kong is in the building.
What's going on, guys? Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
What up, bro?
I did all this work, and all I got was this lousy ARCADE1UP t-shirt with the sticker on it. That's it.
Hey, man.
That sticker though is key.
I was telling these guys though, B man,
that's like those hats. You can't take off that sticker.
I know.
Oh, you ruined
that was a super dope event, man.
It's not gonna be worth as much now.
It's not. I just put it over here now, for sure. But thank you. No, it was fun. If you made a $22.50 donation to ARCADE1UP, you could have gotten this t-shirt as well. So,
damn you.
What? Well, I bought a bunch of stuff. Do it count?
No, they were selling t-shirts. Definitely.
Have a nice day.
So it was cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, I'm finally somewhat recovered. I've been like slowly unpacking my car. My voice is shot. I'm like extra deep today. I'm not like when Console Kids does an impression of me. He's like, "Hi, this is B from Coms RS, and I'm really having a fun time today." But now I'm trying to.
I feel like that's the voice you use for your wife when you imitate her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I have a voice like that when I imitate my wife.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't sound like that.
I don't sound like that. Yeah.
Cool. I don't sound my wife make his click clack. I just stay back. I stay out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey guys, we're gonna start this off, man. B, first thing first, we want to just tell you, man, that we really loved it, and I myself personally can tell you that I watched the whole event, man. Like, I think the only piece. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is how crazy it was. I took my wife to get something to eat. I put the event on in my car. We went into Five Below to buy some stuff. Like, I went and got a new cord for my phone. I had it on in my ear. I didn't want to miss anything. It was crazy. Like, I watched it all. Like, I was like, man, I'm just gonna be on for a little while, maybe pick up something. I was like, and then I said to myself, I said, it's no way that we can be here, watch this, and not donate. So I made sure me and my wife, we did a donation also. I really enjoyed it, guys. You, Nick, Mo, Console, you know, D. I mean, you got John. I mean, you guys did a great job, man. It was awesome, man. All hats off to you guys, man. It was great.
It's good to hear the community feedback, like with those comments and things, because there's so many people that did have a good time that made it be known, and I think that's important. So not only to continue making content about how much you enjoyed it, but let them know, let Arcade1Up official know, let other folks know that this was a success for you participating online, because that online component. Nick knows some of the behind the scenes. I think I looped him in like less than 48 hours before the event happened because we didn't know what that online component was going to look like from the get-go. It was literally about 3 weeks ago. You can probably see it. You can look back at the Facebook post where John just said, "Who's in SoCal? We're going to try to host a community event in July." It was like this like very vague post that he made. And I was just like, oh yeah, you know, like commenting, like, I wonder what he's gonna do. Like, I had zero idea at that point what he was gonna do. And then he hits me up to say, like, hey, here's what we're thinking. Like, and yeah, would you be able to help us find like a venue or location? And so we started spitballing things and like what I have access to, which is I have access to Red Cross facilities. So I was like, if you just need a place to bring product and a place to gather people, like I could offer any of our Red Cross offices and we could like just open it up. And like, if you do, you know, a small donation, he's like, oh, I really kind of dig that. And so that's where the charity portion of it kind of just started with that idea that we could host it. But then we thought about, all right, that if it was purely just about the sale of product and just like getting something and leaving, that could have been okay. But then we started to think about like what would make this a fun event and experience for those that are there. And he was like, yeah, I was thinking about having food trucks and could we have some beverages and things? Or like, well, then the Red Cross facility isn't probably your best place. People aren't just gonna go there casually, right? And so that's when the brewery idea came up. And Torrance in this SoCal South Bay area is home to so many different breweries. So for a good week, I was scouting several locations. And here's the funny part, because every location I went to, I tried to talk to the owner or somebody that was working there. I was like, hey, have you heard of this brand called ARCADE1UP? I was trying to host an event. They're like, what the I'm like, none of them have ever heard of this company. And so it's so true that, you know, the brand, while we think it's really big, it's really small still in the grand scheme of the public. So I had a hard time with many of the breweries even you know, saying yes to like even saying like, hey, like, oh, and then the smog, they're like, oh yeah, email our business manager. And so I finally did the formal email to them to try to collaborate, and they were the ones that were just the most responsive and great location. And then it just kind of like married from there. So I had the venue, I had the date, I had ARCADE1UP doing sale, and that was it up to that point. Up until about a few weeks prior, I was getting so nervous that we weren't making any announcements at all, by the way. The first time we announced it was 10 days prior to the event. And I was like, how can we do this in 10 days of planning? Every day was something new. So I'm just telling some backstory because it was a lot of work behind the scenes. But the online component, hearing that you enjoyed an 8-hour stream, that came together in 48 hours because of how we had to do the sales. And, you know, Looped and Nick, UAD, everybody was perfect for taking up an hour slot. We put together a schedule, and I thought it was one of the best ways to celebrate and lift the responsibility from like me hosting an 8-hour event or something else. I think it was just such a good way to break it up, get some different voices in there. So that's the short story of how it happened. But Nick, from your perspective, was it crazy coming in last minute, or were you feel comfortable the whole way?
Dude, like I you know, there was sometimes there was doubts, you know, in tribulations, but we made it happen.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of feedback that back and forth, and everybody with their suggestions. It was cool to see everybody come together and make this work. And like you said, it would have been hard for you or John D to do this 8 hours, or if it was just y'all two, it probably would have been like 4 hours. But who cares? Even for that a large amount of time, it still would have been you know, a hard thing to do while still being on site. and putting out fires and making everything run smooth, and dealing with people, taking people's products, and having to collect payments and having to make switches and changes and making sure everything is working for the next day. Like, nobody knows that the hours that you put behind the scene the day before to get everything set up, you were in the wee hours of the night, and to get there 4 hours before the event. Like, there's so much that went to get that done seamlessly. And did we have hiccups? I'm sure we did, but this is a first time event, and I think we did pretty damn well for us doing this as the first time, and hopefully with the success, because I think it was very successful, that we'll see an event like this again in the future. Because a lot of times, you look at these Facebook groups, you see about these clearances on items, and it's very regional. There's a person there that goes in there, takes up all the product, and so the scalpers and resellers are getting it, and we're all just with our hands out like, what happened to me? What happened to me? So this really gives the opportunity for everybody to get those products that we all know and love. There's some people that maybe never have been in this hobby because of the price point. Well, now they're able to enter this hobby because of the great prices that they had. At the same time, doing something great. And then even if it wasn't for your cup of tea, like, I don't want to buy anything, I got everything, you will still be able to participate by doing, donating to a great cause, and just being around people like-minded. Like, we had over 1,000 people on everybody's stream, going from one stream to the other stream to the other stream. By the end of the night, it was like 1,100, maybe. I think it was even higher than that. So you really see, like, these people. There's some people that, when you do a stream, and it's a big stream, it's like maybe 200 to 300 people, the same people. But then you saw names that you never saw before. I got people that came to my stream like, I never knew that there was a community like this before, and now they've entered into our community. So it's really cool. It was really cool to see and be a part of it.
Lots of people subbing, because Moat has that cool stream elements up that every time somebody subbed to him, and he got like, I don't know, at least 5 I saw during his stream. So that's super cool. It's really nice to
everybody bumped up several hundred in one day. That's like about
I'm gonna tell you, me and Bree was sitting there in like 30 minutes. You picked up like 25 subs.
I got 500 subs in approximately 48 hours.
Dude, that's
from the time that we had started announcing that I was going to be on it, so I started putting up posts like, come check me out and stuff like that. Cool. And then on the stream itself, it was probably another 100 or so. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. And like, just so we can share our experience with someone else, because it was cool. Like, I told B and I told John D, like, if it wasn't something that I truly cared about, then I wouldn't be involved in it, because I don't want to feel fake, right? You don't want to come off as fake, and you're doing something for a good cause, and you have a product that you can relate to and that you really excites you, and like it's infectious. The audience knows that you truly do like this product, and you think that this is an awesome product. Then they really feel like they are getting an awesome deal, and I thought it was a cool experience. I wouldn't trade it in for the world, for real.
Hey man, well, I'm glad you got. I want to say thank you to both of you guys. Me and Dan both want to say thank you for both of you guys coming on, man.
Thank you.
I know B for you being there doing it. I did about 2 weeks ago. I did an event that was very similar. I have a nonprofit myself. I have a youth nonprofit.
That's awesome.
And we were out here in this. I'm in Atlanta, and I was out here in this Georgia weather. This super humidity at like 100.
Yeah, hot Atlanta.
Like,
real.
I was here like outside all day, and I don't know if I think I drank a whole cooler of water and Gatorade. It's crazy.
My farmer's tan, right? I know you don't want to see the rest of it, because that's David.
That's already on Twitter, so we don't. We can look at it all the time now.
We saw you when you're pulling off the shirt, man.
I'm quite pasty. This doesn't really get much sun, so yeah.
Were you surprised that you was gonna hit 4K though, and on the back end, like not even the Like that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
I think so. I didn't know what to expect when we set that Tiltify goal. I think I sent the links out like the day before saying like, hey, by the way, this is a thing that we could probably add as a component to it. But it added another layer of community to it to see it. That community goal, seeing that number go up collectively, it was a perfect storm of many things that made this feel like such a good community event. Between the on-site experience, the number of streamers that were on, the thousands of people watching every stream, but then that collective goal added another element for people to feel like they're part of a cause. And when you feel like you're attached to a cause and a brand, the sentimental value now that everybody that had a positive experience has now increased for several things. The content creators that were supporting it, the companies that were involved, ARCADE1UP and the Red Cross, but then individually, now like everybody feels like they were a part of something that was bigger than themselves. And that's what community is meant to do. And those are the things that I've always strived as like a content creator that's a part of this community. I want to be involved, like Nick was saying, in things that could be fully invested in like all those check boxes. There were so many check boxes this hit. There was definitely hiccups and things that can be improved along the way. But here's some other key businesses and other facts that I learned as we closed out the event, because this had long-lasting, even local effects. When we talked about the partnership with Smog City, the local brewery, we asked the local brewery, it's like, hey, do you have some estimates on just how much more business is brought to you? And they looked, they're like, this is about a 47% increase in sales than a typical Saturday. And it's like, those are statistics that are now like, what if they want to do this again in X venue? Like, it just builds more credibility for them to, and there may not be always warehouse sales or big deals and things that draw the extras, but I think there's something to be said about doing stuff like this. And it was a good learning lesson for Liv from the marketing team, the direct to consumer team, because she's new, that team is new. They're looking for ways to engagement, and they took a lot of lessons learned from this. And she's an expert, she's a pro. Definitely handling things on the spot, putting out fires, having to make decisions, throwing some shade at John D for being on the fucking live streams all day while she was putting out fires. She had such some mad dog faces towards John D. Anytime you're on the stream, she's like, I'm mad at you. It was
know
really
what?
funny.
And you talk about the things that you learn and the information that was gathered. Like, I know that John D was saying on the stream that, gathering the information of like what things interest people, like the amount of drive towards the Defender Partycade, that opened his eyes to like, hey, maybe that this is a possibility that we could do an Excel cabinet in this, that there's that much interest in it, or things of that nature. So a lot of things occurred because of this stream, and I think he sees that this is not just a hobby. It really is about a community, and that doing more things for the community would help this go to the next level.
I gotta ask Endless one up because I missed a lot of the moments that happened during the stream, and one of the highlights, I caught your snippet of the John D. Sharon Peters thing with your version of it, and I showed my wife. I the first time I watched the clip with your clip, because that's the one that like actually captured it. It was me and John D afterwards went to go get ramen because I just wanted some soup and some sustenance. And I was in the booth literally crying, laughing from your version of this, like just like blowing up. So some of your experience for capturing that moment, and just, I know you're great at snipping and doing things, but just what was your experience with the whole thing?
Well, I mean, I was there the entire time. I actually blew my wife off on a day of shopping. So I didn't think I was going to be available, but I was like, no, go buy pillows for our outdoor furniture with your friend. So I was able to stay, and it was cool. Like, I had a really good time, and there's a lot of really cool moments. It was just nice to see the community, and like, that lady. I have a conspiracy theory that I think Liv sent that lady to go mess with him because she was probably tired of John D.
Y'all see Meatballs comment down there?
Yeah.
He's hilarious. It's like he spit on himself, yo.
Yeah,
dude.
I have some sad news though. I'm probably not gonna be making any more of those videos or even doing any more YouTube stuff in the long run here. I actually just deleted my Twitter and bailed off of Discord. There's just a lot of negativity and stuff, and I got a stressful life as it is. I really just want to remove myself. I can't change how people are, but so the only solution that I can come up with is to remove myself from the situation. So I
That's
just,
unfortunate.
I've been doing it for a year now. And I haven't really gotten anything out of it besides once or twice people say that they laughed at my stuff, but nobody comments on my
I
videos
love
or likes
you, though.
them. So, I appreciate it, man. It ain't you guys.
I watch everything.
I got other stuff I got to go do. Like, so I enjoy my life outside of the YouTube world, and I can go back to doing that, and it's no thing. So
Yeah. No, you definitely have a unique taste of comedy and things. And for those that know, if you know, you know. But it's hard to break into, you know, that market space and things. So I
yeah,
think
I'm just not a likable person, man.
I like it when you have your artwork streams. You could do more of that.
Nah,
Those are
no one
fun.
liked those either. The analytics
Yeah.
on that shit was laughable.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. That's sad to
Yeah.
know. But sad
The
to say.
analytics on my Steam Deck videos is laughable too. People watch it for a minute and then bail off of it. So it's not really worth me doing it anymore. So I mean,
Yeah. Well,
I get to
you
help
learn.
the
Part of
Marvel
the hobby.
editors every week and stuff, and I help HBO and PBS and the CIA and everybody else, and I'll just go back to doing that shit. Like YouTube doesn't lend me. I'll go keep troubleshooting shit for the world.
Yeah, that's awesome though. Cool.
Well, guys, I mean, I'm sorry. You know, it makes me sad because, you know, we started this stream not too long ago, well, a while back, and I really enjoyed it. I know we don't get a hell of a lot of viewers, but I found out today why we don't get a hell of a lot of viewers. But it's okay. You know,
it's me.
No, it's not you.
I thought you was gonna say it's me, it's Michael B. I was like, wait, you can't steal that.
No, we did have a time slot bandit, but it's okay. We'll be all right. We'll figure it out. But hey, I do it. It's something about it. I'm gonna say this to everybody. I've been in here for a long time. I've been making content for a long time. I've been helping people in the community for a long time. It's like I'm 2 years. I think I've been on here, and I dropped off for a year. And I know I had some personal issues and some personal situations. And if you look back at some of my videos I did before, when I first started coming back on, I talked about it. I told people about how I didn't realize I had went through some things. I didn't realize that I was going through things until I got back into it. My wife forced me back into it, and she bought me some stuff. And Nick was telling me, "Hey, Mike, come back. We need you." Gene, Mad Dad was telling me, "Come back." And when I did, I realized that I had been in a funk and I had been into some stuff. So I'm gonna say it like I say with everything else. From somebody who comes from a background where you're supposed to be tough and rough and football player and this and that and all this other stuff, if you feel like if you're not yourself and you don't have anyone to talk to, it's nothing wrong with seeking help these days. So I would encourage, anybody. I'm just saying it openly about myself, about my situation. If you need the help out there, man, get it. We have enough going on in this world, and I'm glad we have, such great organizations out there. We got the Red Cross, we got all these other mental health, we got all these people, all these different things in the community to help people in their needs. So,
Red Cross is awesome, man. It started in my hometown.
Don't be much. Be out there and seek the help. It's always, trust me, somebody loves you and wants to see you succeed at everything you do. It's always somebody. For the 1 or 2 negative people that you hear in your ear all the time, there's 10 people or 20 to 50 people praying for you and wishing you the best. They may not be as vocal as the negative people, but they're there. Trust me.
I can tell you that's really hard though. Like to tune it out when you know you should be. There's a lot of people that will always try to look at the glass half empty, and no matter how good you do or whatever the motivation that you have for things, I get myself sucked into those conversations and things when I feel like I should know better.
B
For sure.
Like, for example, this week you did something that was pretty freaking awesome, right?
Yeah, it was.
And
I'd hire you,
regardless of what people think that the motivations behind it. You did something that you didn't have to do it. You wasn't getting paid for it. The weekend is probably the time that you kind of have with your family, and you put that aside to do something bigger for the bigger community in a sense. And yet you had people with the negativity, and you know, I know that has to be daunting. I know that's got to be, you know, it's got to weigh on you, but you didn't let that affect you. You kept it moving. So I commend you on that, and
Yeah, me too.
that really put a lot of things in perspective for me as a person, and I was like, you know what, life is short. This is supposed to be fun. I am not going to let XYZ mess with me. I'm like, you know what,
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna just do it, and regardless of what happens, I can control me. I can just stay positive and whatnot. So I just want to say, you know, you may not have given me that advice personally,
it's awesome.
but you gave it to me, and I appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, and I do appreciate hearing those stories of the impact and other little things that you can do to make a difference. And for me, my goals were really creating as best of an in-person experience as possible, while also trying to set up that network and the structure for the online folks, which sounds like it went great, you know. So I have to go back. I really do want to spend time watching everybody stream, because freaking UAG wouldn't send me a link to join a stream. I was like messing it in the background.
Nah, bro, I put it in that chat. I put it in the chat twice.
You put in the chat like
6 months ago,
messages ago, right?
but
I know, but like, and
yeah.
I'm gonna, you gotta. I'm like, Nick, where's the link? I don't have time.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And then someone said something. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I put it back in there, and I guess it was at that time it was a little too late.
Yeah.
And then
you put the link to his form, the big blue link.
Dude,
I'm like, I don't want to order big blue.
No, but then I also then I did the reverse.
Oh,
then I put the show link to order on the thing. I'm like this. I'm like 100 people was trying to join the show. I'm like, nah, bro.
You hurt
my feelings, bro. I told
he's telling the truth like that.
I said,
Nick, I gotta watch that back. That's funny.
Hey, dude, I said, Nick's trying to get me to come on. I said, man, this is cool. I'm ready to come on in the middle of this super event. And I said, oh snap. He said that to everybody.
Dude, I was for like for a minute. I was just canceling people. Like, nope. I was like, listen, guys, I apologize. I'm so excited about this, which I was. And it was just crazy. I'm like, oh man, it was funny.
Nick's what we call a professional.
Listen, professionals fuck up.
A professional.
I don't want to do this unless you want it, but I could give you like a tip on something. I don't even want to call it constructive criticism, because it's not criticism. But I had a couple people ask me like, what's going on outside about the online element, and I tried to explain to them. I was like, think of it this way, okay? Pretend that you're actually there at the actual event. And it'd be just as if you were buying a cab there, and you're filling out the paperwork to say, yes, I want you to hold this cab for me. I'm going to pay you the money as part of this, charity event. And people weren't understanding that concept, that every hour, I mean, I did, so maybe it wasn't difficult. It's just that everybody kept asking me, and I had to message some people separately and stuff and tell them, be like, explain this to them, be like, well, just, if you're not sure, do it now, and then when you get the invoice you can decide, because you haven't given them your money and stuff. I was like, but it's also for a cause, it's for charity, 5%, so like, I think there wasn't a clear enough understanding for the online element. But is that just the 1% of people that, I don't know, I have no idea. I don't want to be troubleshooting.
You're right. So because it was marketed and sponsored post by actual ARCADE1UP official, right? Like, this was heavily promoted by the actual company. This was, even though it was still underground, their reach to their fans are going to bring in tons of casual people that just say, sale, how can I help, and how can I be involved with it? And at the same time, I get that like communication part could be clear for the super casual general person, but I don't know if this is what this event was meant to celebrate, right? And I think our core audience that we wanted to really reward were the ones that were watching and paying attention to the community, and there were a lot of folks that joined that, but it's just like, anytime you've done a giveaway, and it happened during Tron, right? There's so many names you don't recognize, but when you do giveaways, you feel better when it's somebody that's been following the community. Like when Adam's name came up.
Yeah, you guys got excited, man.
I was excited when Adam's name came up, because he's like a pillar. He's in everybody's stream. He's always there. He's always commenting on people's Facebook posts. He's just, so I was super stoked.
Happy
Yeah,
for
that was
him.
super
But
dope.
that's who the audience was, and it's hard to like say that by ARCADE1UP official. But we're content creators that are volunteering, so we know like we're reaching our audiences and giving them an opportunity to like get in on it. And some people are like, they should have just had it in the first hour. But one, it was a charity stream, and a charity stream lasts that long to be able to get things. So it checked boxes on other reasons to do it that way. I think
Yeah.
it ended up
I liked
as
it. It was
simple as we
stretched out.
could have.
It was a
It,
fun
it was
day.
as simple as we could have made it, because it like in the days before it was really complicated. I can
Oh
tell you,
yeah.
like
Oh
the other
yeah.
versions that could have happened were very complicated and would have caused much more confusion. So
And it would
I
have
thought it
taken
worked
more
great.
time to get the product and stuff like that. And
exactly,
this way, it's going to be a little bit faster. I'm not saying that it's going to be, in 2 days, but it's going to be faster than it would have been in the previous versions.
yeah.
And on top of that, man, like it was just cool. Let's say you just did an hour and put all the products out. We wouldn't have hit that $4,000 goal of what
Oh,
we've
no, you wouldn't
collected.
have.
That had been over a period of time. So ultimately, it was the best
Yeah.
thing, and it probably
First
gave
couple hundred people would have gotten everything, and then all people later been like, "What? It was all gone."
Yeah.
And we have experience like this. I'm telling you, everybody will have a moment, like whether it's the COVID moment. No, I'm sorry, I got COVID, or whether it was a bunch of things, or me sending out a link to people to come join the show. Like there's tons of moments that we had and will be remember for probably the rest of our lives. It was really freaking funny.
At least for the rest of 2022. This was a fun.
Yeah,
it was awesome, and I don't want you to
midpoint.
think that one. I was.
No,
shouldn't even have brought that up. I helped out by proactively explaining.
It's a good experience to note because it's still an experience we need to
Hey, B, I do say one thing. I may
Yeah.
send this to you if you give me your address, man. Like, hey, man, I'm gonna send you guys a virtual Ethernet drop, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Some sort of Wi-Fi card.
Yeah,
that
your
I could
Wi-Fi.
use?
Yo, that thing was. I told you, you looked like you was in a 7-Eleven camera where you were stealing something, because it was like.
I asked the freaking brewery, can I get on the like not guest Wi-Fi, and can you get me onto like the regular
No,
one?
you know what they didn't do?
were
They
like,
didn't make you. They didn't go through their priority list. They should have went to their priority list in their settings, man, and made you number one on the priority list, so it would have bumped everybody behind you. So you'd have got.
It got better. It got better, and like after, but that first one, I was like, whoa. We're gonna have to cut off this tour, man.
Yeah, so that when I started to walk around with my tour, like it was weird. My main phone that I normally use, that's like my Samsung Galaxy Note. I have Verizon on both of my personal phone and my work phone. I was not getting service on the internet. It was like it was saying like all the bars, but then it just wouldn't connect. So then I finally made the decision to go on my lower res work phone, which is like an iPhone SE or something. And then that's where I finally was able to get like the outside stream coverage. So I just didn't have time to like to test everything that I wanted to, because I forgot. When it was coming up towards the 7 o'clock hour, and I was like, holy crap, I have to go back and do a live stream again, because and I was still handling so many things because I had to also on site, just to give you my experience there. Not only was I like the Red Cross representative, I was like the host of the event, making announcements. I was calling people to go in line to purchase. I was answering questions. I was checking with the logistics team to make sure they had lunch and they were okay. I was recruiting volunteers off the spot, which, by the way, the volunteers, that's a whole separate story about what's going on. Most of the volunteers were fantastic. There's a couple that were interesting, but
yeah, I've read some posts. I've read some posts, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but the one thing I tried to do too, like as an MC, that I like in the middle of that, Liv was like, "Oh, we wanted to do some giveaways and events." So we had some amazing like fun giveaways, and I like hosting things. I used to do like wedding emceeing, and was like, "All right, I need the first 4 people right here to come over here, and like let's do a best Miss Pac-Man impersonation." And they were like, "Waka waka waka waka," and we're just like doing that. And I called the most competitive like Jenga match ever, and everybody's really into it. So like there's just ways to make that experience a little bit more exciting too. So I was wearing so many hats, but I wanted to make sure I did a little bit of everything in those areas to make it memorable for those folks. And I think I did some of those. But then when you do all those things, you can't do everything well. So that's when it was getting towards the 7 o'clock hour. I was like, there's no way I can host this by myself. I was like, Justin, I need to give you admin rights to like click the buttons and run the show, because I was like dead at that point. I didn't have exactly what I was going to do. But adding 1,000 people into the Wheel of Names was fun. I've never done that before. That was crazy.
That was
a
hella
big
cool.
wheel.
That
That was
like,
it's like what is it? They call it the Pac-Man
Yo,
wheel.
yeah, that was
those slices
crazy.
were ultra thin. That's how many names that was in there. That was
1,000
crazy.
forms in 20 minutes, man. That was crazy. So just the engagement was off the hook. I didn't think that we'd have that much engagement for 8 hours. For the people that were complaining that like I can't sit around and wait for 8 hours, those that did and hung out, like 1,000 people engagement. I don't think many of us have ever experienced that individually on our channel at all. I think the only time it's ever gotten that high, I think somebody like John D was saying like maybe one up weekly way back in the
One
early
of
days.
Weekly used to have that like on Super
Bowl
Bowl or certain events.
Yeah, super marquee. And then there wasn't like other folks. So yeah, I've never experienced that on any of our channels. That was just like wow, that was pretty cool.
That was Dr. Disrespect numbers right there.
Yep.
It was cool. I don't know, it's not sustainable, but congrats on the extra things, UAG, for just participating. And Endless, I still think maybe we can find ways to, as long as you're still enjoying the content, that's what's important. But find some time, whatever it is that you enjoy. I think that's most important too. Because
yeah. I mean, I just remove myself from a handful of things to see if that removes
see if
some of
that
the
works.
negativity and stuff.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
Well, guys, I definitely appreciate it. I know that I know you don't have a lot of time. I know when I send up messages to you guys, let me just tell the community straight up. I kind of reached out at the last minute to these guys, to both Nick and the Beat, and they both agreed to come on. I was super happy. I was stoked. I was like, to me, I've been knowing Nick for a long time. B, I've talked to you off and on chats and bills and stuff for a long time, but I've never really, talked to you like this. So I was super excited. I always, even Dan, even Endless, all you guys, it's funny. I look at all you guys like you're celebrities. I always feel like the little kid in the room, like, oh, like I can't believe you guys are always on here. No matter how long it is, how many times we do this, I always feel like this. So you guys always make me feel good.
That was a trip yesterday. People were walking up saying like, I watch you all the time. I'm like, well, thank you. Do you ever comment? No, I never comment. I just watch. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. But I had stickers in my pocket. I was just giving out to people. I was like, sweet, I don't need to mail these out, but I still have a bunch of stuff.
That's awesome.
But that was really cool. And people were trying to like say hello to my wife, and then she was like, oh, hi. And then she just used an excuse that she was busy and ran away.
She said COVID.
It's COVID. No, yeah, she's like legit was wearing a mask the whole entire time and was running logistics. It's like, yeah, it's COVID, and like just ran away.
I love it.
Yeah,
you could be a movie producer, man. Like you did such a great job. I just want to say that. Like you did make a lot of things happen.
I would say if they did it again, and they didn't bring the right,
you need an assistant producer,
event staff person, because I know they've done those other events, like I saw the Dolphin, the what was it? An F1 race, they set up like booths, or like the NBA Jam Shack event, right? They probably like have paid companies to like set all that stuff up. This was the most mom and pop budget
thrown together, right?
I've ever seen.
It's probably the most memorable one though, too. Though
maybe because it was like
it's organic. You know what I'm saying? It just grew.
Yeah. It was very mom and pop. Like in the morning, we set up. I was the first one on site with me and my wife and one volunteer that was in his car from Vegas. And I was like, all right, let's start setting up the canopies and like just start scoping out what it's gonna look like, and like just even a vision for like the display table. It's like there wasn't like really a plan or a vision for it, but I've done a lot of other conventions and things before, so brought a lot of that portion of it. But I was surprised at how much this event was promoted and worked on behind the scenes. And I would have liked to have seen some more resources with the planning side, but I get it. It was almost like it was like Liv's first test at like this is her project coming from Hasbro. She's like big Hasbro Pulse marketing person, right? And so it was an opportunity to kind of see her vision come together and what it was to put. So I think it was good for the team to kind of get their feet wet with a hands-on event like this. And this is a way different company than Hasbro, right? Like that's millions and millions of people, and this is a company that's still somewhat in its infancy of getting mainstream. But yeah, if it wasn't for a lot of that pre-planning, I could have seen maybe the event not as polished, or if it goes to other locations, right? Like I'm hoping they bring in more of Miami expertise. Yeah, Miami. Is that where you're at? You're in Miami?
No, I'm in Atlanta. But Miami,
it's the East Coast, baby. It's the East Coast. So now you're gonna have to fly.
Chicago or Miami. I'm like, bring it out.
Oh man, that
Sure,
would be
you ask
cool.
for first class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question. So I know I want to shoot some questions out. All right, only because my wife jumped on me. I ended up getting her something, but it wasn't exactly what she wanted, but we was happy anyway. So I'm gonna start off. If there would have been a cabinet that you guys could have had, whether it was old, new, or whatever, that you couldn't get in, what would it have been?
Like an existing one, or
Yeah,
one that
I
doesn't
mean,
exist.
or it could have been anything like. So you guys had some stuff that was, some of the retro older stuff that you didn't have, like stuff that didn't have risers, that it was that old. Like if you could, out of all the cabs that Arcade One has made that you guys didn't have there, excuse me, what would it have been?
For me, it would have been class of 81. If it was class of 81, I would have jumped on that in a minute. Though I make fun of Pac-Man, we've had Pac-Man 100 million times. That cabinet is sexy. It has 10 awesome games. They're all
With the Miss
online.
Pac-Man, with the
I
Galaxy.
would have took it. I would have took it in a heartbeat if they had
It's
it
funny.
at a price.
That was the one I was looking for. I was so hoping for that because my wife, she so much loves Galaga and she so much loves like this Pac-Man, the Pac-Man stuff. I was like, if I could get that cab, dude, like that's the one. That's for some odd reason I can never find it used. I can never find it on sale. I can never find it anything.
Because anybody who got it will love it. But you know what I did? My alternative was I didn't go with the Walmart version, the wood grain. I went with the head to head.
Okay.
40th Pac-Man. So it has similar game lists. It just is not online. And at a price that you can't beat, I had to go with that one. And that's unique. Like that's a unique thing. Like it was $600, something like that originally, right? I wouldn't buy it at that price, but at the prices that they was talking about at the site, I was like, I gotta jump on that. So it gives you a little added to your game room, something different.
So Dan, what was the cab that you would have got if they didn't have there? If you could have got it, what would have been?
Well, I mean, I snatched a Big Blue, and I was excited about that. So thanks for them doing that. But I think one of the cabs that I would have liked to see actually would have been like Ridge Racer, maybe do a couple like what they did with Tron, like do the little raffle-y thing. I think that'd be neat to do it for someone like maybe a couple Terminators and a couple Ridge Racers. I think that would have really. You
want me to break the news for you guys right now?
Oh, I know they did some stuff like that on site.
No, I'm gonna break the news right now for you.
AI or something like that. I don't know.
Tomorrow, between Best Buy and RC Wiley, you can get Ridge Racer or Terminator 2, $399. Now, if you do RC Wiley, it's expensive for shipping. To get it to me, it was like $100. It's $100, but still $399. You're getting it for $500. That's still a pretty good deal. If you have the Total Tech membership with Best Buy, you'll get it at that price, and there's free shipping. So, something to think about.
I wish I had more space. So Kong, so you're the man. You're around John, all these guys. You get to see all this stuff all the time. What cab or product do you wish that they would have offered that they didn't offer yesterday?
That's a great question because I've felt fortunate enough that anything that I've wanted, I've just gotten it. Yeah. There's no white whale of a cab that I got in early enough, right? It would have been cool to see. I know so many people are asking me even on site, did you bring any Star Wars mods there? And I'm like, why would I bring my own mod to sell at a freaking
it wasn't a Star Wars there.
Yeah, but so many people were asking me for Star Wars. I mean, that would have been really crazy to have them on discounted prices. So if I had to say a cab, that would have been really cool and crazy because it was old enough. But yeah, I don't know for me personally, even so myself, what I purchased and got away from the sale, I didn't get anything. There wasn't anything out of that product list.
You got everything. You bought everything twice, so
no, I didn't. So
in your own collection, you got everything about twice.
Come on, I opened once and then I still returned it. So
I think you got a lot of respect to the community though, and I think that is worth more than anything else.
I think the one of the things that would have been cool though, and I know that we always think about our cabs, and we kind of bombarded this one thing so hard, and then we kind of moved away from it. But like if you guys would have had a couple of the pinball machines, that would have been dope also.
Oh, that would have been cool. But yeah, so their inventory list, and I did get to see the quantities, and I can't talk about the actual quantities themselves, but it's they had to take a look at again what was analytically not selling well and what they had quantity of, and that they had to move obviously to make. So there's a lot of reasons to do something like this. There's still quantities actually of those sit down outruns that they cannot sell online because it's just not that type of warranty. So like they might have to do another one where they take the rest of the inventory
they may do it to like a liquidation sale or something like that.
Yeah.
So did anybody buy that one?
Which one?
Did anybody buy the display one?
Yeah. I saw somebody walk off with it like later on in the night. So in the evening, there was people that were, trying to like ask, and so the end of the day got really interesting because there were still several products left even after the 8 o'clock hour were out.
What happened with that? What did y'all do with the stuff that was left? Because I remember like you were talking about like throwing stools at people and trying to get the stuff. So like what happened at the end of the day?
Yeah, so after all the live streams were done and we started cleaning up things, there was display products, not only the full-size cabs, right, the 3/4 scale cabs, but also the countercades we had put on display, the party cades. We had a couple of those out, and then we had in the back several countercades, head-to-heads. I would say about maybe 30 to 40 product out of the 400 plus that they brought, were still in the back. So they were trying to make, maybe last minute sales, maybe 25% off. I didn't know exactly what they were going to do. That was all Liv and Nicole that were the ones that were able to make that decision and just say, here's what we can offer.
We don't want to take nothing home. Here you go.
Exactly. They didn't. And so some people were able to make some deals on there, and ask them directly for it and depending on the item. And we did give some of the on-site staff at the tap room some cabs, and I could reserve it for them. But the remaining stock, it went into the U-Haul truck and was driven to Bobby Boo's house.
I was gonna say Bobby Boo like this.
That was the
Bobby
deal
Boo special,
that John
baby.
D had. Hello, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's
You got me some kombucha, some guava goddess. This is some good stuff. But that was the deal where like Bobby like all day was asking John like, he wanted to buy stuff all day, but John was like, don't worry, because they had a deal that Bobby would buy everything. And so since he had a van that was loaded up with stuff, they drove the U-Haul with a good amount of everything else to Bobby's house.
Bobby, my man. He was like, this cash money, I got it. I got it. Let's go.
Money. It's all in his house now. So I don't know what he's doing with all the product or what he's doing it, but
He's gonna start a store. He's gonna get an awning in front of the store, the one up his bus stop, and he just come there. He throws in your car, and then cash money.
Yeah, so that was interesting. End of the event, which was pretty fun.
Cool.
So, hey, but Endless went up. Like, does your shirt say woohoo on the bottom of it? No. Oh, is this a Ducktail cast? All right. I thought I had that same shirt and it says woohoo.
No.
That's funny.
It's actually, I think, the newer cast.
Oh, it has Gizmo Duck on it. Okay. Yeah, mine does not have Gizmo Duck on it, so I like it. I like it a lot. My favorite cartoon of all time. Good stuff.
It was a great one.
DuckTales was awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the customers I love helping the most is Disney Animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I went to school for originally was animation, but I don't do that.
Man, you got all the cool stuff, man. You can't leave. You got all the cool stuff.
I don't have anything actually.
You're the cool kid in the room, and you want to leave? No.
But I can't share any information with anybody. It's like all NDAs and
or they'll kill you. You'll just end up.
I want to be able to keep feeding my family, living my
life.
Well,
I mean, well then.
I can't tell which executives still have porn on this computer, so that's pretty much what it is.
I got you. So, I guess if you guys get back to your families, we're gonna let you go. I want to talk to Endless about something. We're gonna make this quick. I'm gonna actually go end this real quick. So, I appreciate it. We're not gonna get into the rest of the stuff we had. Endless, I gotta show you and Nick something. You guys, my dudes. So, I've been crying for weeks and months because you guys had something, but
Oh
Oh, you got
shit!
your Steam Deck.
Nice.
Congratulations.
I finally got it, baby.
Nice.
That's
It
right,
looks so
dude.
pretty.
You can't
Finally got it.
send your channel because now that I just got my shipping notice too. So now I've been waiting
So
Like,
now
to
you
watch
gotta
what's on
stay.
deck until I actually
You know how
had
many
one. I
people
didn't think it
finally
made
got
sense
their
for me to
stuff
watch
coming,
it
man?
until I had one. So that's actually funny. I did get my shipping notice for that.
I mean,
I saw
the
that
videos
turtles.
are funny. I usually
Yeah.
I made them. I throw memes and shit in them and stuff. But that's the
Yeah.
other thing. I was like, why am I putting energy and effort into this? I was making a video every day, and I was like, done. This is a waste of my time.
I'm like, man, you're the treasure trove of information. You can't go. No, I
You can
watch
still
this
ask
stuff.
me questions, man. I love troubleshooting shit. It's
Yeah,
why
you know
I
I'm
like
giving
games
you
so
up.
much. Is they're all different user interfaces and they all use different control sets.
Yeah, I was really pissed last night when I had to learn about. I was putting Fall Guys on this thing, and I had to realize I needed the what's.
Yeah,
I keep wanting
it
to call
won't
it
work
kernel.
on that thing. Yeah,
Well, it will. I got it to work.
Yeah,
got
but
it.
they will flag your account. I'm just
For real?
warning you. Yeah, they'll flag your account as a cheating account
Why?
because it has an anti-cheat thing in it that doesn't. It's not available on that unless you run it through Windows. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, lots of times people don't listen to me, and that's okay.
Oh no! I'm glad to
You
hear
don't have to
say
listen
that.
to me. Other people bought third-party decks to attach their Steam Deck to, and I'll never plug in a third-party device into that thing that I just paid $650 for. So,
well, if something goes wrong, then you're just screwed because they're gonna be like, "Yeah, that's
so
not our.
now under
We
it's
didn't
not
cover that, right? We don't
warranty,
cover that.
Yeah,
That's my whole fear.
I work with a lot of audio and video hardware and stuff, and all that stuff is that's the world I live in. It's like I stick to the things that I know because it's qualified hardware. You know what I mean? If somebody calls me up and says I'm having this problem, like the first thing I'm going to say is, "What kind of machine are you working on?" Like, "Oh, nope, you shit out of luck, dude. You shouldn't have built that crap at Walmart."
Hey, and let's look. You got a message from my wife, man. So my wife is on here too. She always says
Well,
something.
my YouTube channel, those videos will stay up. I started it as a self-preservation, so my kids can watch me when I'm no longer present and stuff, because I am their only living biological parent. So I just want them to be able to have something in case something ever happens to me, since they don't have anything like that of their mother. But yeah, so
I never thought about that, honestly. I don't know how I'd
that's
feel
why I
if
felt
that
so
was
bad
that
about that
happened.
Rexer stuff. I took it all down, and I felt that's one of the reasons I'm leaving too. I just don't want to deal with a lot of that negativity and stuff. And I got PTSD. I actually have PTSD, and he triggered it. And I'm a fight person. I don't flight. So I like instantly was like, "Whoa, mother effer, you're gonna attack me?" Well, like that's not cool. And it triggered my
It's not a good
PTSD, and
space to
I
get
had
into,
to
for
I had to
sure.
step back from it because, in all honesty, like I said, I was like, it wouldn't be good for Rexer if I get to meet him in person someday, because that PTSD thing's not a joke. So, but yeah,
I gotcha. But hey, guys, I want to say thank you. I don't want to take anybody else away from their families and their time, especially guys that just popped on. And Endless, man, you know, me and you, we're going to continue to
well,
talk.
I love all you guys, man. I'll watch your channels. I'll always at least have my Endless one up and pop into people's chats. I already have those people blocked, so I don't see their comments. And that's why I left those other things, because once in a while people are always adding them, and you can't at people in the chat. At least I won't see it, so it doesn't pop up in bright colors or anything.
I got
So,
you.
but yeah, I'll still be around, and my videos will still be up. So,
Awesome.
I took some of the more sillier things down. I actually might be changing my job, which I might have to take all my social media down depending on if I get it or not. So,
I got you. So
I'm
I'm kind of preemptively preparing for that anyway.
What's kind of crazy is that my job right now is actually very much like that. So like I do this channel, but I'm very sensitive about it. If it's like I try to, like, me and Nick has talked about it a while.
Yeah.
You talked about it too. I'm very sensitive about what I do and how I do it, because if
Oh no, I get you, man. It's like that's why I can't do the thing anymore. Like I can't have those PTSD triggers and then me act a fool because somebody made something happen. I just can't be doing that. Like I don't need that to be a part of my life. So
Chosen, what's up, man? It's good to see you, man. Glad you made it out.
My brother, what's good, man?
So I'm gonna let you guys go around the room You know what I'm saying? Anybody got anything, any other final thoughts, anything they want to say? We go start with the two guests. The two guests of the hour. We'll start with B Con, since you the most rare, newest aficionado of everything in the MGK universe. Tell us, man, you got anything else you want to say to end this out, man? Let me know.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite. Honestly, you know, when I in my work, actually, so I guess I want to clear the air. I actually do work for the Red Cross. That is my job. I'm a volunteer services director, so I recruit volunteers to work at the organization. Long time, been in nonprofit my entire career. So people say I wasn't paid for it. I guess I technically was, but it was a side thing. It really was the smallest component. I know it was the smallest component of it that didn't even need to happen. But I think the greater cause really still made it worth it. Like I didn't expect it. I wasn't like had any expectations of that component of it. But I say that because in my line of work, I'm I tell my volunteers, anybody, like if people ask me to show up with a purpose, I love it. So I love the invitation. I don't mind showing up and talking to anybody, honestly. And so it's really cool to connect with you, MGK, you know, just to have an opportunity to come out like whenever. And yeah, so I just want to make that invitation open for anybody, right? So if anybody always wants to have me on or collaborate or do stuff like that, I'm never against it, open to that. And yeah, it's cool to debrief, thinking about the event. And I'm just excited to hear rumblings that if the community liked it, that we could do it again. And I think it opened up a lot of networking doors for folks. Check it out. You know, Endless, I'll just say, I know it's tough to be a content creator in the space, especially when you're looking at analytics and things. But if at the end of the day, if you still enjoy it, no matter the analytics, that's what counts. But I know that's always like a tough thing to look at early on. So I don't know. It takes just one kind of like niche thing. I know when you're doing your Chan reviews and things, that was like definitely like a highlight to see some of that type of content. It's like reviews, mods, and tutorials are usually like the ones that are evergreen that really help channels grow.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is all about like giving information, teaching somebody how to do something.
Yeah. So like those are the type of things. So and then because you're very like an opinionated person, so as you kind of give that, it kind of you have to build that credibility first to be able to do that for people to see that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to do that shit.
So just something to think about too. But otherwise,
yeah, I've already tried to explain my life to people, how I raised kids by myself and went back to school when I was 27, and I'm done with all that nonsense. Half of those people don't need me around them anymore. So
got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again for the invite. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's it? It said pinball. What was that? Pinball and look, meatball sausage said something about pinball. And Endless said, look, Chosen One said Endless. Let's see what he has to say before you leave, and then we'll let everybody go. He says what? It says
yeah. He's just saying like I can't. The things I would like to do, I can't do. So I'd rather remove myself from
I get it.
Fall prey to negativity and nonsense. Because like the reason I mentioned the PSD thing, because it is a trigger. It's something that I can't. It's a part of me now. I'm aware of it, and I didn't really want to. I didn't think it would come about from being on YouTube, but
it happens. I got you.
It's the last thing last space you think about, right?
Yeah. In the professional world, nobody comes at me like that.
Sorry. Nick, you got anything you want to say, brother?
Man. I want to say I'm excited to see you next weekend. See people in the community.
Are you guys going to be at Southern Fried Gaming Expo again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Apparently, a group of us is going to get some lemon pepper wings.
Listen, don't put me in that. Listen, she's watching. I did not say that. I'm good. Don't be trying to put. Don't try to. Nope. I ain't gonna go in there. Hey, but I'm excited about that. I'm excited about going to see everybody.
My wife said I could go. She said, we're going to the shoe show to see some lemon pepper, to get some lemon pepper wings. So welcome to Atlanta where the players play, I guess.
Okay. I just want the wings. I heard they were delicious.
I heard you were just really good at eating spicy stuff. So get them some
I'm done with that. I'm done with that. And, but Retro Ralph wanted to do because they have a contest. To eating like the hottest pepper. Yeah. He said, do you want to do it? I'm like, man, I don't know, bro. I think I had enough of that. So who knows? Me, him, OTG, we might do it.
Ralph and his wife to do a hot nuts competition with me and my wife, just to like.
This is what you do.
That's fun.
You send out a tweet, right? Like, yo, Ralph, I heard that you was soft, bro. I heard that you can't do it. And once you do that, he'd be like, nah, man.
But it would come like this. Hi, this is B from Congress, and I heard that you can't eat hot nuts. And my wife and I would like to challenge you.
But see, that's why you do it on the tweet, because you're just gonna type it. When you type it, it sounds hard. He'll be like this, yo, I heard you soft.
Yo, I heard you soft.
You can't eat hard nuts.
Hey,
You have
Nick,
to say it all in
I'm
one
gonna keep it
sentence.
100. Hey, Ralph a little thuggy. You remember when he got hungry last year?
He started getting angry. He
Ralph
started
was like,
hangry.
Yo, Ralph was like, shut it down. I want to eat right now.
If you want to see me turn into a giant boiling red lobster, you give me hot stuff.
Yeah.
I would I could probably lose 20 pounds. I don't go to the gym. I just eat hot shit and just sweat it out. All that water.
I love
we
seeing
throw on.
Moat cry when he was.
Yo, he left the stream. He left the stream. I said, listen, that don't count, because once you left the stream, I don't know what you was doing. I don't know what you was doing.
We were worried.
I'd
for
be
a little
like
bit, but,
putting mayonnaise in my mouth, trying to probably get that shit to go away. I couldn't handle it after.
Why?
A while.
Why mayonnaise? Why?
I don't know. I'm just thinking it with the oil and grease would help out. Maybe
It's terrible
I was
idea.
wondering
It's
if
a
you
terrible
were
idea.
trying to
I
counteract
mean, there's a lot of things that you could. He said, man. He said, I need to put a scoop of mayonnaise in my mouth.
Mayonnaise and orange juice together.
So
'Cause if
MGK,
anything-
I need you to find the hottest thing you got in Hotlanta and get it to UAG and Ralph. And film
I'm gonna
it
tell
to
you,
the world.
this is my plan. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there in the atmosphere right now. So since you're on, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. My plan is just I'm gonna have all these streamers here at one time, and this is my hometown. I'm gonna get me and Stringer with the local cats, with local fellas. My plan is to sit down and have an interview with everybody, and maybe we can do that in the middle of the interview. We get some of these hot chips or some hot peppers or something, man, in the middle of the interview, and do that. Like while we sitting around playing Bomberman, the 10-way Bomberman this year. We're gonna do that.
Better cut away when it comes to me. No, I ain't doing that.
I think we should have B do a little flow for us and end the stream. Because Chosen One even called it out. He's right.
He
Remember
said
that
you listen to a
time he
lot of
was like,
rap.
"Go ahead, unless you were rapping." I was like, That's all.
Yeah, that only happens occasionally when I'm
It's
in
at the cervezas.
yes, little liquid courage. I don't think this kombucha
Yeah, definitely
really does
don't
that.
do it, because now I feel like a douche for even trying to suggest.
No,
Like,
look
come
at
on,
you.
do it on
You're wearing
command.
the DuckTales where B's gonna
Freaking
fail, trying to put together a rhyme with no time. MGK is here with the UAG. What am I gotta say? This is the B
And Big
All
Reese.
right.
He's in the
Yeah.
chat.
and Big Reese. Woo 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 woo.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So
You know.
last
Sounds
person before I kill this thing, Endless, you got something you want to close out with?
Yeah, if you like Steam Deck stuff, check out my channel.
What's
That's all
on
that's
deck?
on there.
What's on deck?
baby? What's on deck? All right, guys. So if
You
you
should
guys
just call it
hold
what's
on,
on deck and then be like, oh,
I
you'll get
thought
a new
about
audience.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
thought about
hey
it.
guys, so hold on one second and
Big veiny penis.
1 second.
Sorry.
All right, so this has been another one, man. I want to say thank you for everybody coming out. We had a great time. We'll be back next week. Maybe a different time, maybe a different back channel. But of course, always, man, we love you guys. We love it. Just hit the subscribe button and come back out. Ow, I just hit my arm. Shit. but come back next time, man, and check us out. Always, man. Love, peace, and haggeries, man. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. And always, man, we always kick it, man. Salute, baby. Yeah.